We're wrapping up Voices tonight with an in-depth look at electric cars. Just a few months ago, President Joe Biden announced new EPA regulations to try to reach the goal of 50% of all new car sales being electric by the year 2030. Now, despite tax credits designed to ramp up EV and hybrid production, electric vehicle sales right now are waning. And a new survey from AAA found just 18% of people who were polled said they're likely or very likely to buy an EV for their next car. Look at that, a whopping 63% said they're unlikely to do so. And the stakes are especially high here in Western New York, considering Tesla's footprint here. The company got that near $1 billion subsidy from the state of New York to open this plant in South Buffalo. And the automaker's numbers are going in the wrong direction. In the second quarter of this year, Tesla sold 444,000 cars, down 5% from a year ago. And just today, we learned Tesla's overall market share in the U.S. last quarter dipped below 50% for the first time in a decade. Well, tonight, we have that in-depth look on the electric vehicle market and what we can expect in the years to come.
That's a bit shocking.
Greg Bannon from AAA says he was really surprised by those numbers because more companies are making EVs, giving consumers more options.
We were really expecting that to be kind of a tipping point for it, and that the interest and demand would start to increase, but we've definitely seen the opposite.
The survey shows the biggest issues for consumers are high purchase price, high cost of battery repair, lack of convenient charging stations, and not being able to install charging stations where customers live.
It wouldn't be good for a road trip.
Elizabeth Carey with the local AAA says because of those concerns, more people are considering hybrids.
That would give me a taste of an EV, but I could still use gasoline as well. So maybe that's the best of both worlds, and it would allow them to use both types of cars.
When it comes to price, electric cars vary dramatically from around 30 grand to well over 100,000, according to U.S. News and World Report.
The price is definitely a concern for people, but it's not the only concern. There's a lot of challenges around charging and concern about how people use the vehicles.
But if you do choose to buy an electric vehicle, there are tax benefits. You can get a credit of $7,500 if you purchase certain new EV or plug-in hybrid models, and up to $4 grand for used ones. The president of the Niagara Frontier Automobile Dealers Association says local car lots are way ahead of the curve when it comes to EVs.
I'm very, very proud of our industry and our dealers in Western New York for being not just early adapters, but major adapters.
Some EV industry experts are optimistic that the lag in sales we're seeing now will change sooner rather than later.
I think you're going to see new sales continue to tick back up. But right now, with interest rates and just the high cost of a new car, it's not surprising to me that people are opting for a used car at a better price point.
Well, despite all the bad news I mentioned with Tesla, the company's stock is actually up big time over the past month because even though it had that decline in sales, it wasn't as bad as some analysts predicted.